Probably the most important thing I've ever said on my channel will be this. Let's talk about feelings and truth. They are two different things and they control everything around us. Okay? If somebody writes a comment on your YouTube channel or they actually make a video about you, if you are triggered or you're hurt by that, then you are going to fail as a prepper. You're probably going to be one of the first ones to get killed. Because you have allowed your feelings to control you, not your wisdom. And that's the sad part. If you go way back, when they had knights and castles and kings and queens, a lot of times they would inbred brother and sister to keep the blue blood. And then you ended up with a child that was really messed up in the head. And this child ran the country. And this child got a kick out of doing beheadings. So now it was beheading its own people over and over and over just to sit there and laugh. The whole country went into turmoil. People were starving. People were dying. All because of one man. Because they didn't have education about what goes on when you inbreed. Education's power. So now we go further and we look at that. And we look at a person that gets really upset over a comment. They're triggered. That's a very angry person. That's a person that feels like they have to be in control 24/7. And if they can't be in control 24/7, the people under them are going to suffer. Which creates high blood pressure, by the way. Now, as a people and as a human race, things have changed from generation to generation to generation. You know, back in 2 or 3 generations ago, you would hear families saying, well, that person has no morals. And it was true. That would be truth. And they wouldn't let their kids hang around with their kids because they had no morals. They didn't want their kids adapting those morals. So it is kind of strange. A lot of times I'll get into a fight with my wife. It'll build to a fight. And I'll look at my wife, I say, is that truth or is that feelings? And she'll immediately put her head down and giggle and she'll say, it's my feelings. I said, oh, okay. Just making sure. Arguments, you'll find the majority of them are because of feelings. Or because I got triggered. I can actually say something to my wife and say, have you noticed people act like this? And my wife it triggers her. She gets pissed off. Are you saying I'm like that? Are you saying I'm like that? Her feelings have been triggered. Just as she thought I was talking about her. But I wasn't. I was simply stating truth. Nothing more. When she finally understood how my brain worked and how truth and wisdom are always forefront over feelings, heck of a lot less arguments, and it made sense. Here's another example. If you have a SEAL team of 6 men, they've all been trained and they're a heck of a team. They cannot allow their feelings to come into their mission. They cannot allow their feelings to come into their family. They can't allow their feelings at all. And even the type of woman they marry cannot allow her feelings to affect him or she could kill him. She has to be aware that if he's going out on mission soon, she has to be very careful what she says and does. Or she could end up destroying him out there when he leaves. And that would be a horrible feeling. So, feelings and truth are very, very important. This prepper that I told him that the thermocell didn't work, and I even provided him video coverage of it not working. The guy standing there, hugging the thermocell, saying, oh, it doesn't. Maybe if I hug it a little bit, it'll chase the mosquitoes away. You seen the video. You seen firsthand. It does not work at all. Again, it seemed to trigger him. Because all he did was want to call everybody a dummy and sit back and say, yeah, it works. I tested it. And if I say it works, period. Well, let's get angry about it. Let's get emotional. I got an idea. Get off your ass behind that desk. Take that thermocell out there when the mosquitoes are booming and light it and sit there and wait 20 minutes from whatever it says and set up your cameras and see if it's working. Show us. Prove me wrong. Don't sit there behind your desk with emotions and acting like you're right. You're not right. You look like an idiot. You're an asshole. You have no idea what's going on in your life. You are letting your emotions, your feelings control your actions. That is the biggest mistake you could make. And that's all there is to it. Do not let your feelings control you. Don't let a comment on YouTube offend you. Don't let a video offend you. Don't let things offend you. It's the death of you. It doesn't even have to be applied to an SHTF situation. Think about it if the police pull you over and you allow your feelings to dictate what you do. It very well can end up landing you in jail for the night or even for a couple weeks until you see a judge. Especially if you do it on a Friday night and the judge don't come in till Monday. Speak truth. Understand a police officer is not a judge. Understand there are asshole police officers. There are good police officers. Understand that. Simply tell the truth. I don't agree to a search and I have plead to the fifth. Oh, you pulled me over my car. Here's my license. Here's my insurance. That's all I'm required to give you. That is truth. Don't let your feelings dictate the conversation. It applies to every segment in life. Is what it does. It applies when you go hiking or fishing and you sit back and you have feelings and you say, oh, look at that cute little animal. And your feelings tell you you want to pet it. So you reach out to pet it and then you get bit. And you're sitting there wondering what happened. I see this all the time. When I go to Land Between the Lakes, they have a park where you can go see buffaloes that roam around, drive your car around. I've seen people get out of their cars with their cameras, and they're literally 10 feet away from that buffalo. And I've even seen the buffalo run at them, and they get out of the way. They have to have a volunteer in there watching that, and they have to get on the speaker and say, please get in your car. They have to be told to get in their car because their feelings are dictating their actions. And anytime feelings dictate your actions, you look like an asshole. Keep that in mind. If you are the type of person that are allowing your feelings to dictate you, then you also get angry a lot, which in turn gives you high blood pressure. I can prove that too. You can prove it to yourself. They actually have a machine in Walmart where you can do your blood pressure. But one time I went in, this was like last month, I went in a doctor's and I was upset. Well, I wouldn't say upset, but I was a little bit perturbed over what the doctor had said to me. And I was expressing those feelings to the nurse. Feelings. I was expressing my feelings. Because in your mind, you think, well, I'm expressing my feelings. Thus, they're the truth. It's not the same. While she was taking my blood pressure was higher. She asked me, she says, you're stressing yourself out, making your blood pressure higher. And I paused, and I thought for a minute, I said, really? That controls it? She says, yes, it does. I says, give me a sec. So I calmed myself. I says, okay, take my blood pressure now. My blood pressure was perfect. So if you're the type of person that is always screaming or expressing yourself or over-emotional, you're going to give yourself high blood pressure, and then you're going to take pills. That's it. If you're a religious person There are many quotes in the Bible that talk about feelings and truth. And it talks about it in great length. So one thing's for sure. To get on camera, when I have actually demonstrated to you, okay, that thermocell does not work, and now you want to get on camera and call people dummies and sit back and swear it works because you did it, but yet we have no video of it. We have no proof. Get off your ass behind that desk. Go test it. Every video you make is you sitting behind your desk. I have got videos of me in minus 20 below temperatures where I've tested my gear. I got videos where I've walked miles with my pack. I've got videos where I've started fires with magnifying glass, fire rods, just about everything. I do that not to make a video to prove a point. A lot of times I do it for my own benefit. So I can see that I know how to do it. And also if I mess up. So I can load the video and see what I'm doing wrong. There's been times I've watched videos I've made and I'll notice when I'm watching it that I forgot to do something to my tent. And I'm like, why did I do that? That is very unique. Do you seek truth? Do you seek wisdom? Or do you allow your feelings to control every aspect of your life? Follow your heart, young man. No. You go back to the Bible of Sodom and Gomorrah, I believe it was, that city, where they were all just out of control, and he could not find anybody to follow God, that they destroyed that city. And the woman was told not to look behind. That entire city was having orgies and everything under the sun. That entire city operated on their feelings. It feels good, let's do it. And that was it. Needless to say, she did look behind her when she was told not to, and she turned to a pillar of salt. Truth. Have you ever heard the term, truth will set you free? You will actually speak less when you talk in truth and wisdom. If you find yourself raising your voice, if you find yourself out of control, then you have issues. And you should address them. You're not perfect. I even said that in my last video. No human being is perfect. If you strive to be a better man, then you should be constantly putting yourself through checks and balances. Not automatically feeling, well, I'm right, hear me roar, I am man. Or woman, I am woman, hear me roar. Women actually make more mistakes than men because they do operate on their feelings more. I see it all the time with my wife. She'll even tell you herself. I don't allow my feelings to crowd my judgments. I literally look into a problem and then I try to prove it wrong. If I cannot prove it wrong, then truth, it must work. But if somebody's actually proven it wrong, without camera tricks or anything, truth, it does not work. All you are is a triggered small man. And you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to feelings. And that's the honest truth. And I really, really wish you luck. And the people that follow you in your comments is even more scarier. But after all, we just got to take one look at North Korea. And we can see what a diabolical leader can do to its people. And you just look at what those people are eating to survive. And it'll definitely open your eyes. If I get into a situation where SHTF has happened and a group has taken me in, I'm definitely going to be looking upon that leader to do things properly. And if that leader doesn't seem to do things properly, and it's all about power, then I'll definitely be buying out and working my way. The United States government has checks and balances for a reason. If you do not have checks and balances within your group, then it will be a dictatorship and it will be ran like North Korea. Mark my words. But I'd like to see him go get off his ass and go test that thermocell and not sit behind his desk. I'm pushing him. Stop yapping. More action. Catch you guys on the next one.